The sun rises over the Giza plateau. Slowly, light touches ancient stone. The Great Sphinx emerges from the pre-dawn gloom. Its massive form is truly awe-inspiring. It has watched the world for thousands of years. But as you look closer, something is striking. Its nose is missing. This absence speaks volumes to us. It hints at untold stories, stories lost in the desert sands. For over 4,500 years it has watched. This colossal creature, part lion, part human. Civilizations have bloomed here. Then they have faded into dust. Pharaohs have come and gone. Great armies have marched past its stoic gaze. Conquerors have stood in its shadow. Yet the Sphinx remains. It is a steadfast sentinel of the desert. Its broken face holds so many secrets. Secrets of time itself. Secrets of the human hands that shaped it, and perhaps the hands that damaged it. The missing nose is a stark reminder. A puzzle etched directly into the stone. The Sphinx holds its secrets close. The story of the Sphinx's nose is old. The damage is not a recent event. Drawings from long, long ago show the Sphinx. These important drawings come from the Middle Ages. European travelers, brave adventurers, made their way to Egypt. They sketched the great monument. They were amazed by what they saw, and they carefully recorded it for people back home. These records are invaluable to us now. They show the Sphinx, and in these pictures the Sphinx has no nose. This was long before the time of Napoleon, centuries before his cannons ever reached Egypt. This is a vital clue for us. It points us in a completely different direction. It tells us we must look much further back in time. The answer is not where many people think it is. Picture a pilgrim or perhaps a merchant. They are journeying to Egypt. It is the 1400s. They finally stand before the mighty Sphinx. They are surely amazed by its sheer size, but they also see the damage. The famous nose is already gone. The Sphinx was already marked. A very famous story blames Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a great general. His French soldiers arrived in Egypt. This was in the year 1798. The legend says they were reckless. Perhaps they were undisciplined. The story goes that they used the Sphinx for target practice. Their powerful cannonballs, it is said, struck the nose. They shattered it, sending pieces of ancient stone flying. This is a dramatic image. It has captured the public imagination for generations. But is it based on any solid fact, or is it just a good story, a convenient explanation? As historians, we must dig deeper. We must always question. We must seek the truth. But wait, we already know the truth is different. We know from those old drawings, remember them? The Danish naval captain, Frederick Louis Norden. He published his detailed drawings in 1755. This was more than 40 years before Napoleon even set foot in Egypt. His accurate sketches clearly show the Sphinx, and just as clearly, it is without its nose. The popular myth is busted. The search for the real cause must continue. We must turn to an Arab historian. His name was Taqi al-Din Ahmad ibn Ali al-Makrizi. He was a respected scholar. He wrote his histories in the 15th century. This was long before Captain Norden made his drawings, and centuries before Napoleon's campaign in Egypt. Al-Makrizi tells a very specific story. It is not a story of soldiers and cannons. It is a story of religious zeal and an act of deliberate destruction. This account is chilling. Al-Makrizi writes about a particular man. His name was Muhammad Sa'im al-Dahr. He was a Sufi Muslim, a devout, perhaps even fanatical man. He lived in the 14th century. Much earlier than Napoleon, he saw the local Egyptian peasants. They were making offerings to the Great Sphinx. They were praying to it. They hoped for good harvests, for fertile lands, for prosperity. Sa'im al-Dahr was apparently outraged by this. He considered this practice to be idolatry, a grave sin against his faith. He believed the Sphinx was a false idol. The Great Sphinx endures. It has endured for millennia. Its missing nose is now part of its identity. It is a scar, but it is a scar that tells a powerful story, a story of ancient belief, a story of human conflict, and ultimately a story of incredible survival. For thousands of years it has faced the rising sun. It remains a silent, powerful presence on the Giza plateau. It is unbowed by the ravages of time or the destructive acts of humans. Ancient Egyptians held very strong beliefs about their statues. They were not just stone to them. They believed these statues could house a spirit, the ka or life force of a god or a pharaoh. The nose was considered the passage for breath. It was the way the statue could receive life. To damage the nose of a statue was a symbolic act. It was like stopping its breath. It was a way to kill the statue's power, to silence it forever. Saim al-Dahr's act was deeply symbolic. He wanted to destroy its perceived spiritual influence. Today, our approach to the Sphinx is very different. We use advanced technology.